Is
Yeah,
it good
perfect,
now?
perfect.
Yeah. So welcome all. Welcome once again. And this is the master plan, the strategy that worked for me, and I'm pretty sure it is going to help you guys as well. So the first session will be on career and profile building. I'll take the first 20 to 30, 35 minutes and telling you about what are the important points to consider for selecting your courses. And if you are new to the field of AI, machine learning, and software engineering, I think everyone is new because this field itself is new. But yeah, if you want to make the best out of yourself in this field, if you want to get into this field and do wonders, um, I have some good tips for you all. This will be the first session. Followed by that, we'll have the other sessions. Um, um, yeah, so let's get started. The agenda for today uh, are these points. So, firstly, I'll be talking about how to start an advance in AI, ML, or software domain. You must have heard there's a lot of buzz. What is AI? What is ML? What is software? And there's like the job roles are very, very confusing. If you see, even if they mention software, they have a lot of AI content in it. Or if they write about AI, there are like machine learning model training and other stuff. So I'll just clear the confusion and talk about that. Then there is which courses to select. This is like very, very, very crucial. It might sound trivial in the beginning that how will it matter? I may select, I may build some other projects, or my work experience will be the most important. It may be, but courses that you select is really, really, really important, and I'll tell you how it helped me, and definitely it will help you guys as well. The third thing is how to get teaching assistantship and research assistantship. I'm pretty sure you guys might be knowing about this term, and if you don't, then you must know because it's really, really important to lower your burden, your financial burden, because I believe a lot of folks take education loan to study. So these things are really important, and it's not just that. There are like a lot of hidden important factors in this. So we'll see why teaching and research assistantship is important and how to get that. And then we'll talk about benefits of creative projects. And finally, does GPA matter? Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just telling you my journey. I studied at 𝗵𝘂𝘁𝗶𝗴 College of Engineering, which is in Mumbai, and my majors was in bachelor's. My bachelor's was in electronics and telecommunication, which is totally different than AI/ML or software. It had nothing to do with software. But then I got selected as a senior data engineer. Again, still it's engineering. It's related to data, but it's still not machine learning yet. And I worked there in Mumbai for 2 years at LTI Mindtree. Then it was UC San Diego where I came for my master's. And this was the point when I transitioned my career from non-ML background to ML. So in this 2 years of time span, I did a lot of projects, I did internships and those kind of things, which I'll be talking in detail about. And that is how I transitioned into AI/ML domain. So yeah, I did an internship at 𝗂𝘀𝘁𝗵𝗴, which where I was a machine learning engineer. And this 3 months of internship, 3 or 4 months of internship was really, really helpful for me to understand the core and crux of machine learning. um, and this is how, so these kind of experiences and your master's degree, so each and everything that you include in your profile, may it be an internship, may it be your master's, these kind of things help a lot in transitioning into the field of AI/ML or software. And then I got selected, and basically I got an offer from Qualcomm as a software engineer, which is focused on AI. So yeah, the key points to remember here is the field of AI is very, very fast paced. You get to see. So the thing is, when I started my master's uh, 2 years back, it was all computer vision and machine like core machine learning, which was the best tech out there. Very soon down the line, 6 months, it became LLM. large language models were all were there like everywhere. And then the next 6 months, agentic AI and these kind of things came into the picture. And finally, it's like you get to see this AI engineer as a role. Back then, it wasn't the case. So within the time span of 2 months, a lot of things have changed. It is very fast paced, but yes, we can still catch a hold of this and we can do great. The key things to remember here is in your profile, the thing that is going to shine the most and have the greatest weightage is work experience. If you have any kind of work experience that reflect your machine learning expertise, AI expertise, or software expertise, that is going to be the most important thing. The second best thing is internship. I know a lot of people come here in the US as freshers for doing masters. For them, it is like really difficult to have any kind of work experience, like show any kind of work experience. But the thing is, if you don't have work experience, the second best thing that you can do is have some really good experience, internships in the field of machine learning, AI, or software, right? And the third thing is, even like in the very beginning, you don't have the time to do an internship right here in the US, or maybe even in India. When you are studying, when you are in your curriculum, enrolled in your curriculum, you don't get the time to do an internship alongside, right? So in that case, the bare minimum that you must have to do is build some really cool projects. And I think it's really easy for us to build projects. In order to build good projects, it takes some extra efforts, but it is worthwhile to start with. That gives you a very good kickstart to go ahead and have your great journey in this field of AI and ML. And the best is to have all of these, have do projects, get an internship, and have a work experience. That makes your profile much better and much stronger. Again, I know it might sound a little overwhelming, but yeah, everything can be done in bits and pieces. To so start strong, and other things will fall in place. Yeah, so I just wanted to uh, tell you this thing. So if you guys have some questions, you can just post it in the chat so that you guys don't forget it. And later on, we'll discuss in detail. And yeah, if you guys don't understand, any of you guys don't understand any part or have some immediate questions, you can just raise your hand and then I'll let you guys speak. Okay, so I think this part was clear. Uh, yeah, I'll go to the next part. You can just give thumbs up and all so that I we are in sync and I get to know that you folks are all good. Okay, so yeah, this is the next part. Um, which courses to select, which is like very important uh, decision to make. So yeah, firstly, let us clearly understand the distinction between research roles versus the application based roles. And how is that important with our courses? Because we know ultimately we are studying to become an expert and work in the industry, right? So it's really important to have that thing in our head as an end goal and route all our activities, courses, and everything in that direction so that we don't end up wasting a lot of time. So, research based roles are the roles wherein you work at the very core level. If you guys have any idea about machine learning models or transformer models, and how the architecture is made and the papers in which these architectures are released. So the folks working on the architecture level or like very base or crude level are the research scientists. So these research roles, the people in these research roles are the one who work at very core level. They are super smart. They have to be. Only then they can have some groundbreaking results out there, right? And they are heavily rewarded. They get the top 20% high paying jobs are given to them itself. And you might have heard about these things, right? That Meta just took a lot of folks from OpenAI. They poached a lot of engineers, senior engineers, or like smart engineers. So these are the folks who have a lot of high demand because they can do groundbreaking things at architectural level. So yeah, that's the good part of research roles. You need to build projects, work with your professor, and do those kind of things to be good in these kind of roles. One of the example is ML engineer or ML research engineer. These kind of roles are research roles. But the key thing here is that whenever you apply for these kind of roles, you'll notice that the work experience that they need is at least 3 years, or they need a PhD. There are some rare cases where this might not be a strict rule out there, or the number of work experience years of work experience that they need could be 5 years or even more. But this is the general trend that I have seen after doing a lot of applications. Now, the key thing to consider and orient yourself in the very beginning is that whether you want to take a research role or application role, we got to understand what exactly research role is. It's the best role out there. They work at the architecture level. They have super awesome fundamental clarity, but the criteria to get that role is really difficult. Whereas let's come to the application type of roles. This has the rest of the 80% roles. Any kind of say like simple AI engineers or software engineers, entry level roles, these kind of roles are fall in this category, application based roles. This is much safer. I have written much safer. Reason being, if you don't consider yourself to be in the top 10 percentile of your entire batch, or your university or whatever, then it's a good bet to go ahead and follow this safer path. To be honest, even I did, even after having 2 3 publications, which is really good, but still I consider myself, uh, I just oriented myself and focused on application based roles. Reason being, the market is not great yet, so it's a very good bet to play safe. The second thing, yeah, so the work experience needed here is 0 to 3 years. So now that we have a clarity on research based roles versus application based roles, we need to orient our courses and take our courses in that accordance. So this is just an example of the courses that I took uh, uh, for the fall quarter. Yeah, so let's first look at the points to remember. If you want to aim at the research based roles, then you should always take fundamental courses, the courses that clear your fundamentals. It will be math heavy, it will be conceptual, it will be statistical or whatever, depending upon your field, but it will be at very fundamental level. If you talk about software engineering, it will be at memory, at the very architectural level, OS level, or you'll be learning about the different architectures, chip architecture, and at that level. But it will build your fundamentals and prepare you well for research-based roles. But if you want to just play safe and target the rest of the 80% of the job roles out there, you should go ahead with application-based roles. The courses that have projects at the end, that wherein you will be able to choose your own project, build a project which is really good, put that project in your resume and enhance your profile, your resume overall, right? So you need to target those kind of courses. That's really important. So again, it's a straight formula. Research corresponds to fundamental courses, application based roles corresponds to application or project based courses. So this is just an example that I want to show here. There are some other aspects or other considerations that you need to put for selecting your courses. So see, I have taken a course. I was so my program was falling under ECE department, but I took courses from CSE. I also took courses from physics. So this is really important. If you won't find all the good courses in your branch itself, so you need to look into other branches, take courses from those branches as technical electives or any kind of electives. What depending upon the university, there can be different terms to this. But the key thing is you need to target and get good courses. The other important factors here, the other factors that is really important is, let's assume you want to switch domains. Now this is very important, very important. If you have just started your masters, or even if you would have worked in a particular domain, right? Let it be finance domain or any kind of domain, production domain, manufacturing domain, whichever domain it is. But if you want to gain knowledge from different domain, which is really important when you apply for jobs, this is a very good opportunity. So I had a few of my friends who took finance courses, right? So that helped them have a project in the finance domain, and then they were able to target all the banks and the financial companies wherever they were getting ML roles or AI roles or software engineer roles in JPMC, JP Morgan and Chase, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and these kind of roles, right? These kind of companies. So yeah, if you want to switch domain, this is really important. I personally took a few courses like GPU programming that you can see here. I took this course in the fall quarter, that is October, November, December of 2024 last year, and this helped me a lot in my interviews and cracking the company Qualcomm where I'm currently working. So that is like a semiconductor company, and this GPU programming helped me a lot. So it was a end moment course that I took, and it was all fresh there in my hand, in my head, and that's the reason I was able to answer all the questions that they had during the interviews. It's really important. Then easy courses. What do you mean by easy courses? So it is important, and I know a lot of you might have been through this phase wherein you have a lot of courses to take, and along with the courses you also have to do job applications, you also have to do daily chores and a lot of other things, right? It becomes very overwhelming. So it is a strategically right decision or right call to take a few easy courses along with a few difficult courses, because you want some time, right? You want a few courses to be really easy. You can just go and like complete that course with minimal efforts and spend the rest of your efforts in other courses as well as job applications. So yeah, this is another factor. And finally, professor. So there are some super awesome professors out there in each and every university. And if you want to work with those professors, you would want to have some interaction. And the best way to start a conversation is by taking their course. So you can just take their course, you can just interact with the professor frequently. And in the coming quarters or like the coming semesters, you can just ask them for teaching assistantship or research assistantship, right? So that is how you can get a chance to work with the professors closely and understand and learn from them. They have like a gem of knowledge. They have like very good presence in the academia. You can publish papers with them, and a lot of other benefits are there, which I'll be talking uh, about in some time. So yeah, me so far, is there any question? I see one question. What weightage the does DSA have in AI/ML roles? Really good question. Really good question. So I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Yeah. But if you want a short answer, in actual work, it doesn't have any. It doesn't have any role. Okay. But to crack these interviews, you have to do DSA to a very good extent. I'll talk about it in detail. I don't want to just give half information. But yeah, good question. So yeah, let's go ahead. Yeah, so how to get teaching and research assistantship roles, which is like really important. Okay, so yeah, what are the factors firstly? What are the factors? And let us compare head-to-head teaching assistantship and research assistantship. Okay, so the level of interaction that you will be able to do with your professor is good in both the cases. In both the cases, it is nearly good. It is equally good. You get to interact with the professor, share your ideas, build your thinking, see how they think about a particular problem and stuffs. The second thing is money, which is a very important thing, right? So here in the US, in most of the universities, uh, what exactly is the case? So what do you get when you get a teaching assistantship or a research role, right? So as soon as you get that role, your fees get reduced by half, or it gets completely waived off. In most of the universities, in some universities, the fees doesn't get waived off, but you get some good stipend amount, and which is very good in numbers, somewhere around $1,500 minimum to $3,600, which I got. So these are the range of things that the range of money that you get. On the top of it, in some universities, your complete fee for that quarter gets waived off, which is like insane and crazy. So I would suggest nobody should miss out on this opportunity, and everyone must target some or the other teaching or research kind of roles. That being said, let's come back to the fees. So, in teaching roles, what I have observed in my university, UCSD, and a lot of other university, a lot of other universities, by talking to my friends studying in those universities, uh, the money that you get in teaching roles is good, but in research roles it's insane, it's crazy, it's great. Reason being reason being if I talk about UCSD, if you get a teaching role, half of your fee is waived, you get some money on the top of it. In research, complete fees is waived, on the top of it you get 3600 per month. That's insane. You can just pay your fees entirely, and if you have a research role right from the beginning, you won't even have to pay anything, right? And you will get crazy amount of money. So that's really good, especially for people who have taken education loan. I think that uh, most of the people take education loan to some or the other extent. So yeah, it's a very good thing. Project and publication. Now comes the most important part, projects and publications. So when you are doing a teaching role, you will be just assisting your teacher with taking some courses that they take, assisting them with their assignments, or some preparing some PDFs, slides, and those kind of things, interacting with the students and those kind of things. So you don't get a lot of exposure to build a project and have a publication on your name. But if you are doing some research work, it's super awesome. So I can show you these kind of publications. So NeurIPS, if you don't have, if you have not heard of this conference or the journal NeurIPS, it's like insane, it's crazy. It's one of the best conferences out there, and if you have your name associated with NeurIPS, it's gonna work wonders. I have my resume attached on my LinkedIn profile. You can just go and look at it. I have highlighted it at the bottom, and my a lot of my interviews go on this particular project that I have done and presented at NeurIPS. And I got a chance to work in that project just because I was working as a research assistant with my professor, and he did some awesome projects. I was able to contribute in that project. My name was there, and I was called to this NeurIPS conference. So this is the name of the project, Interpreting Transformers for Jet Tagging. You see that five folks have cited this paper, and this is really important in interviews. These things are checked. If you have this thing, you become a very strong fit for internship roles, as well as for research based roles. Mine is like application based role currently, but even there it was really, really important because there is something called applied research. So what you do is you utilize your research acumen on the application based things, a combination of both. Anyways, yeah, so again, the key thing to, again, okay, so this is me. And why did I put this photo here? The best thing is that if you are working with a professor on some research, and if there are conferences which are in Europe or in US, in different parts of the city, you get to go there at like completely free of cost. So it's like a tour or a trip that you get at completely free of cost, which is super good, right? So you should never, never, never miss an opportunity to get or target these kind of research roles. Again, now look at the difficulty. That's the trade-off. There's always a trade-off in this world, I know. So getting the teaching roles, it's the difficulty level is medium. It's not easy, it's medium. And for research roles, it's difficult, but it's much more rewarding. So I would again tell you guys to focus on this and try to get a research role. Now comes the important points to remember. TA and RA helps in reducing fees that we saw just now. Research assistantship, in my mind, is always greater than teaching roles, is always greater than part-time. I am against part-time in general because I believe uh, doing part-time roles is not the best thing that you can do. You should rather utilize that time in building projects and like enhancing your profile. I had a few friends who used to work in like my college cafe, right? And these kind of things. So they used to just stand for like 7, 8 hours a day, and they did that for like 2, 3 months at stretch. So eventually, the thing is, yes, you do get good money. You get around $1,000 per month, somewhere around that. You can like cover your utilities, and you can also save some money. But again, I believe it is a hell lot of efforts in return. Moreover, you don't get to talk to professors and like smart minded people out there. You don't even get to um, you don't even build a project at the end. You can't even put that information in your resume, right? So it's not that of a good option. Yeah, now comes very important part, approach. So the thing is, professors are really, really busy. There's a reason they have teaching assistants and research assistants. And what is the reason behind that? They don't have time. They want to do their own research. They want to do their teaching really, really well. So it becomes really difficult to reach out to them and ask for those kind of roles. They might be getting a lot of applications. It's similar to job application, right? Because it's that high paying roles. So the best way to reach out to them is through making a relevant resume particular to their research role. You can, every professor has their own website, or if they don't have one, the university has one. And you get to see the details of the professor, the research that they are doing, the courses that they are teaching, in which quarter they'll be teaching which kind of courses. So you need to go through that information on the internet, and then you need to tailor your resume, print it down, or print down your resume, or have a soft copy. Just reach out to your professor, um, look at the timings and the courses that they are taking. Just go outside the room as soon as the lecture is over. You will find a few students asking them some questions. Let them ask the questions. Go to that professor, say, hey, I really like your work. I have been passionate about this field. I want to build my I want to have like a strong acumen and knowledge and work alongside you. I want to take your wisdom, and that's the reason I want to work for you. Even if they say that initially they won't be able to pay, that's totally fine. I worked with my professor for like 6 months without any pay, but for the rest of 1 year I was paid, right? My fees was waived off and I was getting money on the top of it. So yeah, just build your resume, have some relevant information, try to show your relevant projects, go and ask to that professor, get the research roles, and that is the best that you can do. So yeah, the best thing is in person communication and in person requesting. Second best is virtual meet. Ask if professors are busy, just ask them for like 10 minutes of communication or 10 minutes of interaction through emails or through LinkedIn messages. And even if that is not working, then the bare minimum thing that you can do is emails, which is like the least effective, but sometimes it works. So what I used to do is I used to target the best professors, or like the professors whose work aligned with my interest the most. So I used to go and try to meet them in person and communicate with them, show them my resume in person. uh, that number used to be around some 4 to 5 professors. For the other next 10 to 15 professors, I used to send them virtual meeting link. And for remaining of the professors, I used to just send them emails. Okay, it worked out well for me. It will work out for you as well. Now, don't get disheartened by when the professors don't reach out. Most likely they won't. But you don't want to have like thousands of responses, right? Or like tens of responses, or even 5 responses. You just want one or two good responses, and that is it. That is it. So, yeah, again, it's a number game, but you need to play smart. Uh, any questions on this part, you can just comment it down. I will answer it at the end. So, I hope we are good till this point. Now comes the benefits of creative projects. So these are the courses that I took, and I just talked about it a few moments back. So you see, I have taken courses from different fields, and I did this just because I wanted to target a few companies. I took this statistical NLP course, uh, wherein I saw that in that course at the end I'll be able to build a project. I deliberately built an agentic AI project. Okay. And how did it help? I built that agentic AI project in fall 2024, that is last year's December. And then, like in the month of January, I got a call from Eli Lilly for AI engineer role. I got a call from Tesla for AI engineer role. So that's how you play tactical. You don't have infinite time. You need to do a project which you can present on your which will be your submission for that for a particular course, and at the same time that particular project can be you can put that on your resume, which will attract these kind of crazy good companies. Okay, so Eli Lilly is a big company. I think the biggest pharmaceutical company. Tesla is again among the top five companies. It doesn't need any introduction. So for their agentic AI roles, I got shortlisted just because I just straight away picked the project that I did here in my for this course, and I put that in my resume. That attracted these companies. Look at this. I did GPU programming, which is like a hardware heavy course. How did it result? So I got a call from Amazon and Qualcomm. Qualcomm is like predominantly a hardware company, right? It's a semiconductor company. Amazon also has its own branch. They acquired Annapurna Labs, wherein they build their chips of their own. So for that particular unit, I got a call from Amazon for this particular role. Just because I did GPU programming, I the project that I submitted at the end, I placed that as a project on my resume, and it worked really well for me. And the third thing is physics, the research work that I was doing with my professor. Now, the key thing, your professor need not be from your own department. They can be from different departments. So my professor was from the Department of Physics. He was working on particle physics, which is like insane, crazy, dark matter, and a lot of crazy things. So I was privileged, and I was happy to be able to work with him on the data that was collected from CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. So yeah, the key thing here is that I was working on accelerating the models, machine learning models on the hardware devices, right? And this part, physics. So the knowledge that I gained in the domain of physics plus machine learning research and accelerating the models worked out really, really well for me for Qualcomm. Believe me, each and every round that I gave, interview round that I gave in Qualcomm had ample of questions from this experience, and I was super confident because I've worked in this field with my professor. I was able to nail it. So yeah, the benefits of creative projects is that you can put that in your resume, and that particular project will be seen by these kind of crazy awesome companies, and you will get a call from them. You will be able to talk very confidently during the interviews. So yeah, that's the point to remember. Projects give you a chance to choose a domain. See, here I chose agentic AI. I chose it because I knew that in the market that particular thing is very much in demand. I chose this GPU programming. Why? Because I knew semiconductor is very much in demand. And I chose this physics. Why? Because again, I knew that there are some companies who want physics knowledge and model acceleration. So yeah, that's good. This is what I wanted to convey from this slide. I hope we are going good so far. Let's go to the next part. Does GPA matter? No, it doesn't. But it has a catch. And what is the catch? Meet the minimum criteria, right? So, yeah, so it shouldn't be that for international students, it's like you need to maintain 3 GPA. If you go below that, you won't be, you'll go into probation. And if you still cannot improve, you'll be sent back to your home country. And yeah, even in India, it's like GPA. I have personally been in the placement procedure, so I know GPA doesn't matter, but there are some thresholds. If you find yourself above that threshold, you'll be in a very comfortable state, and you can focus on other things. It's not that difficult to be over the threshold, but it depends on the type of courses you take. Some courses are known to have very low average grading. So prepare yourself, understand, talk to your seniors, get a lot of information from them, and maintain the minimum criteria. As a whole, GPA doesn't matter much. In I must have appeared in more than 30 to 35 interview rounds, not companies, but interview rounds. It's my personal experience. In no interview I was ever asked about academics or GPA. So it's that skewed. Okay. So GPA doesn't matter, maintain the minimum criteria, but some rare companies do ask for GPA more than 3.5. But this is like very, 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 very few. Okay, very few. Yeah, I think this was my last slide. Now it's been 40 minutes.